Welcome back to Faith Family Cars. All right, guys, I'm ready to weld in the patches.
This thing out. All right, guys, we are back out in the shop with the F-100 once again.
Yeah, and I'm in a video again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
And you'd think you'd live across the country or something.
I know, I live 5 minutes away.
That's crazy.
It is, but yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to get together to do these videos.
Yeah, man, I'm busy sometimes, you know.
Well.
All right, we got the seat out of the F-100, and what might we be doing?
Well, we're gonna be repairing the floor.
Finally.
Yeah, and I said in the last video we were gonna wait and do that later on, but we decided to go ahead and just knock it out.
So if y'all remember the Ford Fest video, you know, it's got the pinholes, the little rust holes in the floorboard, and then we also don't have any sound deadening or anything in there. We kind of threw the interior together for Ford Fest because parts didn't come in on time. Then they ended up being wrong. So
that was what screwed the whole thing up.
That was the big deal. So, you know, we are going back. We're going to fix everything that we had to rush and get the little tiny holes in the floor fixed up.
So in the last video, I got the sound system in, which honestly, we should have done this job before the sound system.
Yeah.
But you weren't available and we needed to do this together. So I went ahead and did the sound system and now we're gonna go back and do everything else.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, the seat's not hard to get out, and that's really the main thing. It takes, it's 4 bolts to get the seat out, so.
So in this video, we're gonna be tackling the hose in the floor. We're gonna be putting some sound deadening in, and we're gonna be doing a little project on the seat to make it look a little cooler. And the final thing we're gonna do is when we reinstall the sound equipment, the sound system, we're gonna be securing it all. That's the reason, if you noticed in the last video, nobody commented on this. I figured somebody would, but nobody said you didn't secure anything.
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't secure anything is because I knew we were gonna be coming back to pull it all back out.
Yeah, no, it definitely needs to be secured. We went to pull the seat out, and the sub was just kind of fell down into the back of the seat. So you know, rattles around a little bit.
We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get it knocked out. It's gonna make such a huge difference in this truck. All the little things that we're doing is just keeps making a big difference in it.
Well, with how much we drive this, it needs to be like comfortable. And the new seat, that helps out. Yeah. Actually being able to listen to music, because look, I know we all love our exhaust systems, but no one on here can tell me, no one watching this video can tell me that when you drive for like 3, 4, 5 hours, you know, you want to hear wah
the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. That gets really annoying.
That's why you see so many guys on long trips wearing headsets
and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do, is make this more comfortable, because this thing goes everywhere.
Yep. And so I drove it today with the radio on.
Yep.
And with it cranked up where I like it, you barely heard the exhaust.
Nice.
Barely.
Nice.
So
that's what I do in the Cobra too. The Cobra's got a lot more sound deadening, but it is very loud in that car still. Yeah. But I gotta crank that radio up to to drive comfortably too.
Well, we're gonna pull the rubber mat out of this, and we're gonna look at those holes in the floor and mark what we need to repair. So let's get started.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna mark the places that need to be repaired. We're not gonna put floor pans in this. We're just going to patch.
It's not bad enough for floor pans.
I don't think it is either. Yeah, we got a few big holes like this one, but we're just gonna cut out a rectangle here, and then we will put a piece in place.
Well, something I want to point out is, like, right here is where the metal is kind of soft, but all around it, it's solid. Like, it's got some surface rust on it, but it's some solid metal.
Solid. So we can just cut these little sections out. We'll have to put a little bend in that.
Yep.
We tack it in there, but not a big deal. You got a small pinhole over there, which that is the only hole
on the driver's side.
On the driver's side, and I don't know. We might just try to fill that.
Yeah,
with some weld.
I think I might be able to
clean it up real good and fill it with some weld.
I'll clean it up and see if I can do that. If I can't fill it, we'll cut a small patch.
It might be too thin. You may have to take and poke it out. To try to see how thin it is, and then we may end up having to cut a little square.
Yeah, we'll look at that one.
So over here is the other big one, right up here. I think we probably ought to go just along that line. See, that's pretty thin there, so we need to come all the way out to this edge.
Yep.
It's pretty thin right in there, so let's come all the way up here. Again, we'll have to curve it. Probably should be pecking on this with a hammer, but you can kind of feel that it's solid.
Yeah.
You can feel when it's given and when it's solid.
When I found these spots, I actually did poke them out with a screwdriver.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty well as far as it's going to get,
Yeah.
as far as how big the hole gets.
And then here is another larger one. But again, I mean, it's good and solid around it, but it is too big just to fill with weld. So we'll cut a little spot out. And then these two right here, I think maybe we should just
Make it one patch.
make it all the way across here.
Yeah, I think so.
Just kind of follow those lines on where that hump is. Just do a whole little section here.
Yep, I agree.
And then this one here is where a screw hole actually is. So it's going to be a little harder to deal with. We probably just need to patch it and then put a sheet metal screw in.
Yeah, we can do that.
Self-tapper.
Yep.
For our trim piece right here.
Yeah, and then, I mean, well, actually, once we put it in one time, we can pull it out and put a regular screw back in it, you think?
Well, it takes regular sheet metal screw.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it doesn't take it. We can put it in with a self-tapper and then run a sheet metal screw in it. And that's it. I mean, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small little patches.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to cut these little sections out, and then we're going to cut us some sheet metal out. Zach's going to tack it all in. And but before he tacks the new pieces in, we're going to come in here with a flap disc, and we're going to clean all the rust up. And once everything's tacked in, then I'm going to come back with some rust inhibitor and roll some rust inhibitor on it to cover up those areas that we've just patched, plus the area over here that for some reason, it almost looks like a heater core leaked possibly at one point for quite a while before it was noticed to rust this side out. Because look at the driver's side.
I mean, the driver's side's clean.
No rust.
But the thing is like that's solid up there. It's just
surface
solid, rust.
Yes, it's surface rust.
Yeah.
So we're just going to clean it up, put some rust inhibitor over it, and we'll probably put a little rust inhibitor on all the patched areas, you know, just to be sure they don't rust again. Underneath this cab is all undercoated. So when I did this truck originally, I undercoated the entire frame and the whole bottom of the cab. So even where those holes are now, like this hole here was not here when I did that. This hole was, but it wasn't nearly as big. It was a little bitty tiny spot. So all these have happened over time since then, because that was in 2019. But once we put these patches in, I will probably get underneath the cab at some point and touch those up also with some
Rust inhibitor?
No, not with the rust inhibitor, but the undercoating.
Oh.
So that it matches everything else, you know. So that's what we got to get to cut and get these sections cut out. Well, Zach, I think you revealed a few more little holes.
Yep. Yeah, we got a couple more little ones. I think I could really just fill them in with weld. I don't think I'm gonna have to I don't think I need a patch, but
and there is quite a bit of pitting.
Yeah. But if y'all remember, our YouTube channel is based on doing things on a budget.
Right.
So that means we're not replacing the floor pan. We're gonna patch up what we got because this floor is honestly still really strong.
And we're gonna roll with it.
Yep. I mean, it's lasted this long, so.
So you did a whole lot more poking around in here too as you cut that out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I revealed the one next to the transmission tunnel that we have right here.
Yeah, that's a little bit bigger.
It was bigger than we expected. I started cutting, and the metal was really soft on the edge of it, on the edge of where the hole was at.
Yep.
And so I poked around a little bit more, and it ended up just caving in right here. So we cut this whole patch right here, and we're gonna, fill this all in. But this actually felt really well. This felt good all the way around. I didn't have to do anything with that. And then same with this one. This one felt good too.
Yeah.
So solid floor solid metal around our main problem areas. But we did notice a couple more little spots. So we're gonna fix those. Luckily, most of them can just be filled in with weld. So
yeah,
shouldn't be too big of an issue.
So we need to get some patches cut and
Bent.
get to welding.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Hey, coming.
Let it go before you grab it. It's hot though, I bet. That's funny. All right, let me get around here.
Well, I think you can work with that.
No, that's what I want. I want it to be a little loose. I can tack the holes in.
We got magnets.
Yep. All right, guys. I'm ready to weld in the patches. It doesn't look the greatest, but I haven't used this welder actually very long.
I think it turned out fine.
Yeah. It fit in pretty well. I had to trim one little edge. Well, actually, we trimmed about 1/8 of an inch off is what we did, and then we trimmed a little bit of an edge off the corner, and then I was just able to kind of knock it in place. I used the good old tack method instead of welding completely around. I just tacked all the way around it.
So you wouldn't warp the metal?
Yeah, I didn't want to warp it. I don't want to burn through because this metal, yeah, it's pretty solid around here, but I mean, we do have pitting from surface rust and stuff. So, I mean, it's obviously thinner in other places. So I don't want to burn through.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm fairly new to using this welder, so I'm kind of learning the settings on it. So,
yeah.
But it does pretty good. I'll tell you what, this little cheaper little Lincoln here, it does well. I like it. For it to be a welder with no gas hooked up to it, because I'm used to using like a $5,000 Miller at work. This does pretty good. Pretty good for what we need for sure.
Well, we had a cheap Harbor Freight when it quit working.
Oh yeah, well it quit working while I was using it, so that was pretty cool.
So we ran out and grabbed this one because it was cheap and pretty satisfied with it.
It does well. It does very well. Yep. And like I said, if you don't need to do some super cool custom fabrication, this thing works great. Like just throwing patches in works great.
Exhaust, I did some exhaust.
It does good for exhaust too. Yeah.
So it's just to be a little 120 welder, I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh yeah, I like it. But this turned out pretty good. Tried to sand it down to make it flow as good as possible. There's a couple of spots here where I didn't do too well with the sanding. But this is going to get rust inhibitor, sound deadening, and then a rubber mat on top of it, so it will never get seen by anybody. So, solid.
Yep. All right. We got 2 more to go. Big ones anyway.
Yep. All right, guys. So we didn't show how we ended that night. Pretty much we welded in that patch panel and cut 2 other big patches we need. And so, yeah, came back out today. It's just me. Dad's inside editing the podcast. So I'm going to bend these up, shape them the way I need them, and tack them in. And, yeah, go from there. All right, guys, so I got my piece bent up. It's not perfect, but this is going to be under a rubber mat, so don't really care. Just going to tack it in and then maybe shape it up a little bit better once I get it tacked in a couple times. Alright guys, so I've got this new piece bent up the way I want it. It actually fits pretty well. I didn't do too bad on this one. Not a lot of gaps either. Should be pretty easy to tack in. I did already fill the pinholes on the other side when I welded that plate in that I just welded. That side's pretty well done, but I got one more thing to do. But I'm going to go ahead and tack this in. And like I said, it fits up pretty well, so I think this one should work nicely. Alright guys, we got all the big patches in. There's one there, one up there, one right there. They don't look perfect, but they'll do. This is going to get covered by a rubber mat, so not too concerned. All I got left now, I've did all the small holes here. I just filled them with weld. Can't even tell where they're at. But I've got this on this side. Then I have another one in the same sort of spot on the other side where a screw will go for the trim piece. And then I think I have a small pinhole on the other side too. But other than that, this floor is about finished with the welding portion.
All right, so Zach got all of our patches welded into the floorboard before he had to take off on a little trip he's going on. And he did a good job. I think it turned out nice. And I've been cleaning the floor to get ready to put some rust inhibitor or encapsulator, whatever it is. I've been using my Sweet Patina So Fresh So Clean because I am out of Get Gone degreaser. I've got to get some ordered because that stuff is great. But we've got the floor cleaned up. I'm going to give it one more wipe down and then mask everything off. What I'm using is from Pour 15. It is a rust preventive permanent coating. So I will be brushing it on, but I'm still going to mask off, or not mask off, but tape off the area that I'm going to be painting, because this floor, the rubber mat only goes back to about right here. And you can kind of see the faded area there, okay? So all this is exposed. So I want to keep it looking like it is, all right? These little rust spots aren't bad. I'm going to leave them. It's kind of part of the patina to me. So, and just like the back of the truck, which is really dirty right now. I haven't cleaned that. I just noticed I didn't clean it a couple minutes ago. But the back of the truck is scratched up and it's dinged up. But that's how it looked. And that's the way I want to leave it. You can see I got my little buddy heater in here. I've been warming this up because it got cold today. I mean, like, it rained all day yesterday. And then today a cold front come through and the temperature dropped drastically. So I put the little buddy heater in here, get the floor heated up so I can put the paint down. So I'm gonna wipe this down one more time and then I will mask everything off and we'll get ready to start painting. All right, so I've got it all taped off where I want it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this is where the plastic trim piece goes. There's like a line there. I'm gonna go ahead and paint down in that channel also. So that's why I did that. But yeah, so everything this way will get the paint, and then down along the little channels there on the rockers. So I gotta get this heater out of here and I gotta go find a brush because I didn't get one and I hope I've got one. So I'm gonna go and get a brush and then we'll get started. Okay, so I didn't have a foam brush. All I had was this brush. We're gonna see what it looks like. I'm gonna test a little spot, see how it looks, and if it's okay, then we'll roll with it. If not, I guess I'll have to go get a foam brush. Didn't really want to because I don't want to go nowhere. It's cold and I just want to get this done, right? I'll test it up here at the top. Okay, so it covered decent. I think we're going to have another coat. If you see there, we got a few areas that I must have not gotten clean. But all those are areas where it had really good paint. And it did the same thing on the driver's side. Again, they were areas that had really good paint, so I'm not sure really if it's because I didn't get it good and clean, or maybe it needed to be scuffed a little bit. And that's probably the case. I'd say it probably needed to be scuffed a little bit. So once it dries, I'll scuff it up and put another coat on it. Now we're waiting on paint to dry. All right, guys, so we're going to be installing this sound deadening from Summit Racing, part number 879024. This is 18 by 32 inch sheets, and it comes in a box of 5. I think you can get it in larger quantities, I'm not sure, but this is what we installed in the Cobra. So I pulled out all the carpet and all the seats and everything and installed this throughout the entire car, in the trunk and everywhere, and it helped tremendously. And I'll tell you what else it helped with too. It helped to dissipate some of the heat coming off the transmission tunnel whenever you'd run that car really hard. So I was pretty impressed with it. So this is what we're gonna put in the Bullnose also. This is really budget friendly. I think this box is like $72, $75, something like that for 5 sheets, and that covers a lot of area. So we're gonna put this in, it's real easy. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. Okay, as you can see here, basically a full sheet fits perfectly right here in this floor pan. So we're just going to install this full sheet right here. I might have to trim the corner right there just a hair, but that's it. I mean, it fits perfectly. Formed it right around this hump right here. It's going to be great. So basically, we're going to peel the backing off. We're going to lay it in there, and then we're going to roll it with this roller. So I got my scissors. I'm going to trim this one little corner off right here. There we go. So what I like to do is just peel a little bit of it back, get it lined up where I need it. Like that right there. And then we will roll it and then peel back a little more. Perfect, worked out great. I say perfect, it's not perfect, but it worked out great. So it's that simple. Trim it out to the size you need it, and you slowly pull the plastic back and roll it in. So we're gonna do the other floorboard and then the transmission tunnel also, and then underneath the seat some. Just keep on rolling. All right, guys, the sound deadening is in. I mean, I think it turned out pretty good. I probably could have done a little bit better job with it. That's on me. It turned out good. So I got in behind my speakers like I wanted, underneath the seat, both floor pans, around the transmission tunnel. So again, this stuff goes on really simple. You're not going to get all the wrinkles out of it, but you can get it to lay good and flat. It's just that aluminum backing or whatever that is got, it's going to have wrinkles in it. So it's all getting covered up either way by carpet or a vinyl mat, and in our case, a vinyl mat. So I will have a link to this product in the description of this video. So if you're interested in getting this, it's a good budget friendly sound deadening. If you're interested in getting it, you can click on that link and it'll take you right to Summit's website where you can purchase it. Okay guys, so we got another project that we said we were going to be working on, and that is building something to attach our speakers to behind the seat. So I am really surprised that we didn't get a comment on how you guys didn't attach those speakers to anything. You didn't attach the sub to anything. It's going to fly all over the back of the truck, you know, anything like that. Because I thought for sure when I was editing the video, somebody's going to comment on this. But I knew all along we would be doing what we're about ready to do, and that we would be doing the floor, you know. So I didn't include that in that last video. So what we're about to do is I have got this piece of plywood here that I have cut to 54 inches. That's what we need to go behind the seat. And we have lots of leftover material from the seat when it was covered. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover this piece of plywood, and that's what our speakers are going to mount to. And then that will mount to the back of the cab. So I think it's going to turn out really clean, and we're going to see what we can do with it. I've never really wrapped anything in material before, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a shot. That don't look the greatest. But like I said, I haven't really done this much. Need to play around with it a little bit and get better at it. That's what I need to do. You never know until you try. And I think this is a decent first attempt, and it's definitely going in the truck. So this side looks good, and that's all I'm worried about. Oh. Not good, not good, not good. Shoo. It's one thing to lay it down nice and easy. It's another thing to slam it down. And the only thing you got showing is your ground wire down here and then your loop right there. I like it. I like it. All right, you guys can see I've got my brackets mounted down here on the bottom of the speaker boxes. And I'm going to screw them with some sheet metal screws, self-tappers, right here to the bottom of the cab. There we go. Nice. Look at that. It might have just a little bit of play. Probably be okay if I put the bracket up here, but I don't want it up here on top. I don't want it seen. I don't think it's gonna give it all. I mean, look at that. I'm tugging on it pretty good. I mean, of course I could bend the brackets, but I'm not gonna do that. Man, I love it. Looks good. We'll hook that amp back up to the battery and then turn the key on, make sure everything works. So we had our buddy John Fetch out recently with his Coyote swapped F-150. And we did a little podcast recording with him. And if you guys haven't checked that out, hop on over and check out that podcast. I believe it's episode 59. And he did some filming for his YouTube channel. Put a little video up about us talking about our project. So go check that out too over at Fetchin' Fords on here on YouTube. And we had a good time. And of course, we had to get into some shenanigans. Hey guys, welcome back to Faith Family Cars Podcast, where we come together, we share about our cars, we share about our faith in Jesus Christ. And today, we have got the guy who's been thrown into TikTok jail because of all his crazy antics, John Fetch with us, guys. So I can say that truck is a lot of fun. We're really excited to be able to take some rides in it with the Coyote. We rode in it with the 460. Now the Coyote, I can say the Coyote is much smoother. The motor sounds great, and it will really get after it. So really rowdy truck. Super fun time with John, and hope to do some more work with him here in the future. I had some of this left over from a bathroom floor project we did. And I'm making a backing to go on the back of the seat. So, as you can see, when he refinished the seat, he finished it like it was factory. So there is no back on it. If I could have went back, I would have told him, hey, go ahead and put a back on it while you got it. So we are going to take some of the old material, just like we did on the speaker, and we are going to wrap this piece of glue on and attach it to the back of the seat. So we'll see how this goes, because again, my last wrap job didn't go so great. I mean, it worked out, but it didn't look very good. Once again, my wrapping skills are trash, but it looks okay. Now I've got to attach it. So I've got some Velcro strips that I'm going to try. I hope they're sturdy enough to hold it on. If they're not, I'm going to have to come up with something else. All right, let's see what happens. hope it stays attached. Yeah. That ain't gonna work so well. Velcro is not gonna work. Man, it looks good, except for this right here. But that's all right. Just gotta figure out how to attach it now. Okay, so I got the seat back on. Not exactly what I wanted to do with it. I can always redo it at some point, but I'm gonna show you. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't absolutely hate it either. I can deal with it. I like it better than just looking at the foam insulation. So I ended up putting some screws in it, 3 across the top, 2 in the bottom, into the metal framework to hold it on. I don't want to keep these screws in there. I want to get, these are hex head sheet metal screws, as you can see. I would like to get some flat head, like you use on ductwork and stuff, to put on there, and I think that'll look a lot better. I think I'll be okay with that. Don't like these screws, but for now, this is what I got until I can go get some other ones. This will get it back in the truck, and then I'll get some other screws and shoot them in there at a later date. So, don't love it. Don't hate it either. It looks way better than it did. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in the shop by myself, I do a lot of thinking, do a lot of praying. I reflect on my week, people I've talked to, people I've prayed with, things that went on. And, you know, this week, I've talked to quite a few people that are struggling spiritually, struggling mentally. You know, there's a lot of warfare that goes on in our mind. And, you know, the devil knows that he can't steal our hearts, you know, if we love the Lord and we serve Christ. But he sure can fight the mind. He can get into our thoughts. John 10:10 tells us that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I come to give life and give it more abundantly. I just want to remind everybody that the devil is a thief. He is a liar. And he's going to make you think things about yourself that aren't true. Going to make you think things about others that aren't true. He's going to have you dwell on thoughts and stay in your own mind space. But I also want to remind you that you don't have to fear. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." When we get into these places where our thoughts are so negative and we've got things going on in our lives that may be causing us to fear and we don't even realize it, we just got to remember we don't have to fear, because the Lord's going to uphold us with his righteous right hand. So, to all you guys out there that are struggling right now, remember, fear, he is a liar. And he has no power or victory over you, because you're covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. All right, guys, so we got the interior all back together, trims all back in. Let's check this thing out. Man. Oh, I'm really happy with it. Really happy with how it turned out. Yes, sir. Now, again, I'm not a fan of the screws, but we're going to get some better screws to put in there. But dang, if you look past the screws, how much better does that back seat look? I am super happy with that. Super happy with how the speakers turned out. Man. Ain't gonna lie, it turned out just like I pictured it in my mind. So, yeah. Worked out really good. Worked out really good. Really happy with it. Oh, I know one thing, I'm whipped. So, we did this in, Zach was here first couple of days and we worked on it. And then I've spent a few hours on a couple of days working on it. But it's been a good project. So we got the floor fixed, all the little holes in the floor fixed. We got the rust inhibitor down, or corrosion inhibitor, or whatever that stuff was. Not a huge fan of that. Would probably use something different next time. Not saying that this won't be pulled apart and redone at some point. It could be. I'm sure that over the years, things that get changed in this truck a lot more. Rubber mats back in, got our speakers mounted so that we won't have to worry about them bouncing around back there. Got the back on the seat. So we did a lot of work in the inside of the truck. I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. I do have one more thing that I really want to do to the interior sometime over the winter. Like I said, I'm going to try to get my upholstery guy to help me with that. And I think that will be, that'll really just, that one last thing will set the interior off. So if I can make it happen, we're going to make it happen. But that'll do it for this video, guys. So rolling on into the first of the year, we got major work getting ready to happen to the Suburban. So stay tuned for that. Guys, go check us out at faithfamilycars.com and pick up you some merch, hats, hoodies, shirts, stickers, whatever you want. We got it there. And go check out all of our socials. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over. And go watch Faith Family Cars podcast also here on YouTube, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you next time. Now, to clean this cab up from all that dust we created. Choo, it's bad.